Teams that have beaten Purdue this season have been fast-paced teams and teams that excel in transition, and that's not what UNT is. But I think the one place that UNT can be successful is on defense, guarding Purdue from the three-point line, because this isn't a team that's going to shoot a ton of three-pointers, and they shoot under 34% when they do as a team. So if UNT is able to get out to a lead like they did against Western Kentucky, maybe not that big, but if they're able to get out to a lead in the second half and make Purdue shoot three-pointers, that's not their game.
They love to run the ball, and they pretty much run their offense through the run game and through their play-action game. Great offensive line. Both of these running backs so far, Dwayne McBride and Jermaine Brown Jr., both over 100 yards already on this season. Spencer Brown, their running back last year, carried most of the load. He graduates, so questions coming into the year about the running back position.
They had their first two conference games postponed against Rice and UAB. So they didn't even start conference play until January 9th against Middle Tennessee, who, by the way, is one of the best teams in Conference USA. So, I mean, they go from playing Wichita State, then they go 12 days off. You play number 10 Baylor, then you go 11 days and you play the best team in conference on the road, Middle Tennessee.
They'll start in a man look, and then they'll switch to a 1-2-on-1 zone or a 2-3 zone. And what that does when you have a guy like Hunter Dickinson is you guarantee that he's at the rim. You guarantee that he's going to be protecting the rim at all times.
They're at Morgantown next week in West Virginia, and that's a team that always plays Texas stuff, especially in Morgantown. And then they get K-State, and K-State's always one of those teams in the Big 12 who upsets somebody, and they've lost to a lot of the other big teams in the Big 12. They haven't been able to recruit well in the state of Texas, and I think that was a big reason why they went out and got Joey McGuire. He has those high school connections, obviously from Cedar Hill. Abu Usman is sort of a work in progress and still a project at that center position. He lost a ton of weight coming into the season, over 60 pounds down, so good for him, but they're still trying to figure out what he can do both on offense and on defense. Obviously, he has big shoes to fill taking over for Zach Simmons.
CJ Stroud, the quarterback, has taken some really big strides since the start of the season. This was a guy who had to take over for Justin Fields after what he did last year in this offense. So obviously really big shoes to fill, really big high expectations with what Ohio State already had around him just coming into this offense. He struggled a little bit to begin the year. I'm not really surprised that they lost to Oregon. This is a really young defense, and like I said, a quarterback in his second start.
I think Mean Green fans should be very excited about him and his three-point shooting ability. When players transfer from lower level divisions up to the D1 level, they struggle to adjust to the speed of the game, and that's mainly the thing that holds them back. Michigan and TCU and maybe even Alabama have arguments to be in that number 4 spot. Clemson did not look good last week, had to bring in their backup quarterback because DJ played so bad. UNT is 11th in the nation in yards per play with just over 7. And we've talked about how they just need to keep pounding the run game. They've actually balanced out the offense really nicely.
To be in a position where you're going for bowl eligibility in the last week of the season, given the 1-6 start, is incredible. This is their first 4-game win streak also since 2013 when they won 5 straight games. So if they can get that 5th straight win, they would tie that record that they had 8 years ago.